Hello, my wonderful Libras. Welcome or welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. So this is a general reading for the Libra collective. So if Libra is your sun, moon, or rising, this reading's for you. But also this is a bonus reading. So I've made it to the end of my cycle. I've gone through all the zodiac signs, and over the last month, Libra was the group where I had the highest amount of views on the monthly video. So just as a little reward, or more just to say thank you so much for supporting my channel. You get a bonus message this month. Good for you. I'm using a slightly different tarot deck this time. I don't know what it's called. The packet's over there somewhere. No, can't see it. So anyway, using this deck, gonna do a Rider-Waite. Wait, what am I saying? Celtic Cross to look at your current situation, any challenges you might be facing, as well as looking at some general advice and a potential outcome. And even though I say this every time, even though I do look at what might be coming up in the future and what a potential outcome might be, just know that you're a sovereign being. You've got your own heart and mind and intuition. So make your own goddamn choices about your own life. Seriously, and just use this as a chance for you to perhaps have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation, all right? Also, my Libras, I know your season's coming very, very soon. I hope you've got some wonderful birthday plans lined up for yourself. I know we're currently in Virgo season, my season. My birthday is in just a couple of days, so very excited. But yeah, actually, I probably share a lot of. I should look more into Libra, to be honest. I'm on the 22nd of September, which is the very last day of Virgo. So I'm a cusp baby, which means I probably share some attributes with Libra. So anyway, maybe I'll pay a bit more close attention to this reading and see how it resonates with me as well. Anyway, I digress. If you would love to support me, please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below. Please check in, tell me where you're viewing this video from. I'm in Sydney, Australia. Yeah, I would love to hear from you. Where are you viewing this video from? Otherwise, if you have any feedback, comments, questions, leave it in the description box. I'll in the comments section. I'll get back to you. All right, my lovely Libras, are you ready to go? Okay, let's do it. All right, so you're currently sitting on a decision, it seems. Yeah, just there's a lot of indecisive energy here. You kind of don't know whether to go left or to go right. And perhaps for you, you feel like the options are very polar opposite. Quit the job, stay in the job. Leave the relationship, stay in the relationship. It's all very black and white thinking. So we'll see what comes out with the rest of the cards, but I would encourage you to maybe think a bit outside of the black and white thinking. Perhaps there's another way forward, not just the two options. Anyway, let's keep going and see what emerges. Oh, interesting. Three of Cups. Upside down. So the Three of Cups is all about, I guess, friendship and community and people being together in harmony. It can often be about community, about play, about socializing. So it's coming upside down, which means that there's some social dynamic that you're in where it just doesn't feel right. The energy isn't right. So, take that how it resonates, whether that's work, family, friends, wherever it might be. But for you at the moment, it seems like there's some imbalance in a social setting. And it seems that that's what this decision is revolving around. Something's not quite right and you need to make a decision about it. And again, like I said at the start, maybe you're stuck in the two options. Do I stay or do I go? Do I keep investing in this community or do I leave? Perhaps there's a third option. But let's keep going and see what comes out. All right, so we've got the Five of Wands upside down. All right, well, the Five of Wands is all about defending your position. So perhaps in this, whatever this social setting is, perhaps you've felt that you've received a lot of pushback or a lot of criticism, and maybe people are questioning you, and you probably feel like you're on the back foot, always having to justify and give a rationale and an explanation about, you know, your decision, your perspective, what you're doing, why you're doing it. So it sounds like that's probably a bit exhausting. That's very much not Three of Cups energy, where everything is just free flowing and natural. So yeah, like, again, you know what context this applies to, friends, family, work, but always feeling like people don't trust you and you're having to give a rationale of every move that you do. That just sounds very exhausting, and like there's been a bit of a breakdown of trust in this situation. So I can understand why you're mulling it over and thinking about, well, how do I navigate this? Do I stay or do I go? Or is there another option? Can I transform or change this situation? Okay, let's keep going. Oh, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about systems, structures, bodies of knowledge, ways of thinking, agreements, legalities. So maybe in this situation, there's a lot of rules and expectations, and perhaps those rules and expectations are what people are putting on you. And maybe I'm guessing you're just being yourself, living your life, trying to make the best choices, inspired choices, wise choices, genuine, heartfelt choices, and people are questioning you. They're like, well, that doesn't quite fit in with this, with what we expect here. This doesn't quite fit in with the rules. Why are you doing that? You need to be more in line. Why are you going against the grain and doing something that doesn't quite fit in with our values, beliefs, and expectations? Again, take this how it resonates in whatever area of your life that is, work, friends, community. But yeah, for whatever reason, it seems you seem to stand out, go against the grain, and I'm guessing you're not doing it on purpose either. Like, you're not trying to be defiant. You're just trying to be your authentic self, and people are like pulling you up and stopping you at every single step you take. Someone's jumping in and questioning it and trying to put you back in line. That sounds absolutely exhausting. So can perfectly understand why you're mulling it over and trying to make a decision on how to navigate forward in this situation. All right, Two of Pentacles. So you're very much trying to bring everything back into balance. And I think the balance is that, like I was saying, you're trying to do things genuinely, authentically, fairly, intellectually. You're probably trying to do things so that everyone wins, that things are fair. You're probably trying to do everything upfront. Everything's on the table. And you're like, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, these are the outcomes I'm trying to achieve. And even though you're being your wonderful, genuine, authentic, altruistic, dare I say, self, people are still coming back and being like, you know, well, you didn't cross those T's and dot those I's. And you're you're just like, all these roadblocks. What's the point of these roadblocks? It's so superfluous and you know, unhelpful. And anyway, yeah, I feel you're probably quite frustrated in whatever this situation is. I think a lot of these systems, structures, rules just feel very arbitrary. And you're like, why? Why? Oh, my Libras. Okay. Nine of Cups upside down. And the thing is, you're quite invested, you're giving a lot, and I think this might sound a bit harsh, but I think it's to your detriment that you're giving away your power, you're giving away your agency, freedom, your intellect, all of your inner resources, you're giving it away. And I think the way people are seeing it is you're, in a sense, giving away your power. So if there are these system structures, rules, and you're not following it and obeying it, people have automatically decided that you're like the out, how do I say it? It's like if it was a game, you're losing. Again, sorry if that sounds harsh, but you know, in whatever social setting this is, because you're not doing the right thing, people have already pushed you further down the ranking chart, and you've already automatically lost the game, whatever this game is. Yeah, so have a think about that. All this energy you're putting out, all this opposition that you're facing and pushing against, is it worth it? Is it worth for you to, I mean, you might not care, I wouldn't care, but if people are losing respect for you, thinking that you're less important, thinking that you have less agency and influence, thinking that your opinion doesn't matter as much, then yeah, have a think about that. Particularly if you're deciding how to navigate this situation. If you not playing the game means that you're automatically losing, then why are you invested and what outcome are you trying to achieve? What's that one? Oh, the Ace of Wands. So this is your advice. So you might be waiting for some new opportunity to come in, some new way to navigate this situation to come in. Yeah, or it's kind of like you're waiting. You're kind of, maybe whilst you're mulling things over and deciding, you're kind of in standby mode, and you're kind of waiting for there to be some flash of inspiration of how to move forward or to jump ship and go towards something else, but you're kind of just waiting for that opening to come. And the thing is, this is coming upside down, which, hear me out, means it's possibly not coming. That the way forward for you in this situation isn't going to be something outside of you, that, you know, a door opening, if it, you know, if there's a career, a job opening over there, if it's a friend group, you know, some other friend inviting you out so you can like switch who you're mingling with. But potentially this open door, it's not just going to magically land in your lap. It seems very much you're going to have to find your own way out of this situation. This isn't a bad thing. I'm sure you're more than capable of figuring this out. But rather than sitting back and waiting for things to play out and the way forward to present itself, I think you're going to have to do some work to figure out how you're going to move forward. Does that make sense? Okay. The Four of Swords. So perhaps in this situation, if people are already reprimanding you, if people are already pulling you up, already pointing out all these things of what you're doing wrong, it seems like through that you're going to, as a result, be put into timeout. And it might not be your choosing. You know, if this was a work situation, maybe, you know, the big boss is going to pull you off a project and be like, no, we're going to move you. And, you're going to be pulled off a project. If this is a social group, maybe, sorry if this sounds harsh, maybe you just won't get invited to whatever the next thing is. So it seems like you're going to be put in forced timeout. Again, don't overthink it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just how things are playing out. And maybe this forced timeout will give you a chance to reflect and mull things over and figure out what you're going to do next. It'll take you out of being on the front line, blinkers on. You'll have a chance to step back. You'll have a chance to rest, see things with a bit more perspective and clarity, and then make a decision. Oh, okay. So you are very, very, very much waiting for this chapter to end. And you're wanting it to, you're wanting it to wrap up. You're ready to move on to the next thing, but there are delays, and I would dare say the delay is your indecision. Again, do you stay? Do you go? Can you change it? Don't think it's just two options. There's more than two options, but it seems, like I said, there's not going to be some, no one's coming to save you. There's not going to be a magic door that opens to show you the way out. You're going to have to use your own noggin to figure it out, to end the cycle, move on to the next one, and make that decision that either changes the situation you're in, means you accept the way things are, or, you move on. Okay, final outcome. Oh. So I did say there's not going to be this moment where the path forward presents itself. However, here we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is very much about, it's kind of that light bulb moment, that epiphany. But more than that, it's you realizing your own power and the ability that you have to speak into a situation with your truth and change a situation. So yeah, I very much see the Ace of Swords as your personal truth in whatever this situation is. Now it's coming upside down, which can mean a few things. It may mean that you're not quite there yet. Like there may be a delay until you realize and figure out what your truth about this situation is, and before you have the opportunity and the gumption to express and communicate it. It just might take a little time. There might be a delay, but realizing and understanding your truth and being able to speak it may be a way to transform this situation. Or the other way I read this is, once you do realize your personal truth and power, you may look at this situation and be like, nah, I'm out. That might be one of the decisions you make. And this coming in upside down, once you've realized your truth, your power, your story, you might decide, actually, this situation isn't worth me speaking into it, so I'm going to tap out. So, maybe those are your two choices. I know I said there's more, and there are more. Think about it. Mull it over. But you have the opportunity to speak honestly into this situation. And it may transform. It may fall apart. Or you might realize your truth and be like, okay, I'm going to hold my truth and leave. I understand who I am. I understand what's important to me. I understand my truth. Me speaking it here isn't going to be helpful, so I'm going to just leave the situation and be in alignment with myself. Oh, all right, Libra. That got a bit heavy. Are you all right? Okay, let's have a quick check-in at the bottom of the deck. All right, 7 of Wands. A bit more conflict. Oh, all right. I'm not going to go too far through the back of the deck, but we've got the inverse Tower, which is a good thing. It means that you have the opportunity here to avoid a major disaster, or disaster is too strong a word. So a tower is something surprising and unexpected coming in and shifting and upheaving your reality or your world. Upside down, it means you have the chance to prevent it. Because I've lost the card. I'll find it. It's gone. Where'd it go? Oh, there she is. You have the sword of truth in your hand. You have a decision to make. It's all in your hands. You have the power and the intellect and the insight to make a wonderful, awesome decision that's in line with yourself to avoid a calamity of, the longer you stay in indecision, the closer this tower comes to make the decision for you. So you can make that decision before it gets to this, right? All right, Libra, I'm going to leave that with you. How did that resonate? I would love to hear your stories if you care to share. Tell me how this resonated. If you have any questions, any comments or feedback, please leave it in the what am I saying? Description box. Please leave a comment below. Also, if you enjoyed this, if it was entertaining, if it was helpful, I also do personal readings. Check the description box and hit the link and you can book a 20-minute video with me. Otherwise, my loves, I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.